discuss one of the important chapter in the C programming, that is file handling. In today's session, we have to discuss what is the need of file handling, what are the different mode of opening the file, and what are the different functions that can be used with the file. Let's first comes to what is file. Remember, file is the organized collection of data. It may carries textual data, graphical data, audio-visual data, or animated data. Whenever we are saving a file, which means that we have to save permanently in secondary storage media. What is its requirement? We have to store once and we have to use many often according to the requirement. So now the question is, what is the requirement of a file handling in C? The answer is, till now whatever the program you are writing, you are saving in a source code file by giving the extension .c, that is your source code file. But our intention is to, while running the program, the output that has to be visualized on the screen, that is temporary. Once you close the program, the output gone. I want to, or my intention is to tell the output should be stored in a file. How it is possible? That is due to the existence of file handling. So that if you run the program, you will be getting the output. If you don't run the program, previously that output is stored in a file, you can access it directly. Again I am repeating, while you running the program, your output is visualized on the screen, and if you switch up your system, the output gone. And if that output will be stored in a file, and file is permanent, so that in the next time you have to view your output by opening the file without running it again and again. That is the objective of reading file handling. Hence, file is nothing but the set of data. Data may be anything like text, graphic, etc. File stores data permanently on secondary storage devices like hard disk, CD, floppy disk, DVD, and others. In C programming, to create the file, we need a file structure, that is a file. Without file structure, we cannot create a file. And this file structures variable must be a pointer type. Without file structures pointer type, you cannot do any operation in a file like read operation, write operation, or append operation. And this file is defined in the header file, that is stdio.h. If you don't include stdio.h, file will not work. If the file structure will not work, your program cannot create any operation in the form of your file. Hence it is written, without which the file handling operation cannot perform. And in the file, when you are declaring the file structure, how you have to declare? FILE as a capital, not small, pointer variable, and is defined in the header file, that is stdio.h. While writing the program, we have to describe more. Next comes to, in file, there are the three modes in which you have to open the file. One is read mode, which is represented by small r, which is write mode, which is represented by small w, append mode, which is represented by a. R for read mode, W for write mode, A for append mode. What is read mode? If a file is open in read mode but file does not exist, then it will return a null value to the file pointer, that is file cannot open. If there is no file, how the file will open? If exists, if present, it read the information from the beginning of the file. If exist, the file pointer will present at the beginning of the file to read the data. If it does not exist, it return a null value that file cannot open. If a file is open in write mode and the file does not exist, it will create a new file and data is written. If exist, current data will override the previous data, which means if a new file is created and the file does not exist, a new file will be created. If previously the file is exist, then what happens? The current data override the previous data. What is the meaning of append mode? If a file is open in append mode but file does not exist, it create a new file. If exist, the current data will not override. The current data will add below the previous data. What is the difference between the write mode and append mode? In write mode, the current data override the previous data, while in append mode, the current data will add below the previous data. Means whatever the file you have to create, three opening modes are there. Read mode is represented by R, write mode is represented by W, append mode is represented by A. To do all those kind of operation, you have to take the help of your file handling function. Without file handling function, we cannot do any operation in a file, because as you know, C program is nothing but a collection of functions. Whatever we do in the file, that is by the help of your function. What are the functions we have to discuss? getC function, putC function, fopen function, fclose function, getW function, putW function, fscanf function, fprintf function, fread function, fwrite function, fcloseAll function. Like this, many other functions are there which is operate in the file. We have to discuss one after another in the next classes. Just briefly I am telling, to read a character we use getC, to write a character we use putC, to open a file we use fopen, to close a file you use fclose, to read a number you use getW, to write a number you use putW, to write set of different types of data you use fprintf, to read different kind of data you use fscanf, to write record wise data fwrite, like structure records, to read record of data fread function is used. If more than one file is open, if you want to close all at a time, then fcloseAll to be used. These functions we will be discussing in the next class one after another. I think the concept of your file and file opening mode and the different file handling function, what I give you the brief idea, you understand. And in the next class we are going to discuss different file handling function with its syntax and example. I think this session is helpful to you. You understand. Having any doubt, please make the comments. And in the next class, we have to discuss detail about different file handling function. And those who have not subscribed, kindly subscribe the channel. Those like the video, kindly like the video. Thank you. See you in the next class.